My chapstick is oatmeal cookie. You can't lick it. You can't lick it. You're gonna fall. You're gonna fall. Here. You can sit with me, but you can't fall. Hello, everyone. It has been a while. Again. Hi. We're gonna be joined by a lot of animals. This is Stevie, who's being very cuddly right now and kind of ruining my intro plans, which is fine. I think that this is preferred. But anyway, it's been a while, so I thought I would introduce myself again. My name is Lindsay. I am a knitter, crocheter, crafter, tattoo artist, and as of a little over a month ago, the co-owner to a small tattoo shop in the Midwest called The Painted Lady. It is really good to see you guys again in camera form. I know you're not actually here. It's really good to kind of be trying to come back to a former version of myself. This last year has been really difficult, and I did try to come back a couple times. I tried to do some tattoo apprentice vlogs. Some of you may have watched them. It's okay if you didn't. I ended up stopping that because I just didn't, I did not want more exposure to my life, and I wanted to keep this area, the fiber community, who has sustained me, or that has sustained me for over 10 years. I wanted to keep this precious and safe while I did not feel safe the last year. And I'm very happy to report that I do now. Things are much better now. I am working through things with my therapist, like anything that I'm still healing from and everything. And I finally feel like I can slowly come back to this spot. And as always, as through my whole adult life, since I learned to knit, knitting and crochet has been a constant and a touchstone. And so I do have some things to share with you guys and show you what I've been working on. I will very, very briefly kind of catch you up. And I don't have any fancy mic system. We're just being cozy and casual. Stevie's more than happy to be here, but you're being such a good therapy dog. You are. Can you tell I'm nervous? You're being such a good therapy dog. Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna go super into everything because it's not my life anymore and we are on to bigger and better things, but just to very briefly catch up my friends on here, I was a tattoo apprentice at another shop and that did not work out. And towards the end, I had kind of reached a decision that either I was going to have to stop tattooing, which I love. I love tattooing so much. It is, so I really did love having an Etsy shop, but tattooing for me, it comes much easier. Even running a tattoo shop is easier for me than running the Etsy shop was. There's a lot less overhead. There is you know, I'm not managing orders. I don't have shipping deadlines. Like, it's a service versus a retail. And that seems to work really well for me, even though I have intense social anxiety. I dealt with agoraphobia for a really long time. But all of those things I have been working quickly to overcome. And I am really proud of the strides that I have made in the last year. Even with the discomforts and the hardships I was dealing with. So anyway, through all that, things weren't improving, and I decided something was going to have to change, or I was going to have to start over. I was going to have to find maybe a 9-to-5, like maybe creative careers just weren't going to work out. However, my now business partner, Aurora, she was feeling the same way at this studio. So we got really lucky, both of us, and found a place and opened our own private studio. And typically in the tattoo industry, which, by the way, guys, I know that the fiber community and the fiber industry has had its struggles. I know that there is some drama here, but I do want to let you know that the fiber community is really wonderful. It's yarn and it's crafting, and there's some drama sometimes, but it's beautiful, and most of the mistakes are fixable, and it's really lovely here. Another reason I wanted to protect it. So Aurora was feeling the same way. I wanted to be able to stay accessible to my family, and there wasn't another tattoo studio nearby to join that the hours or the distance or the drive worked for me and my family. That wasn't worth it to me, even though the tattoo industry is very sometimes harsh on people who are new and open a new studio. But we're here for our clients, not for other artists. So, and I do have, in my opinion, enough business experience from running the Etsy shop all these years and troubleshooting with all of you to kind of figure out what I'm doing in terms of applying it to a tattoo studio. So all that to say, the Painted Lady opened October 1st. It is in Jacksonville, Illinois. Aurora and I are the co-owners. We would love to meet any of you that want to either travel to come see us, come get a tattoo. We have flash events. We work closely with a lot of other small businesses in the area. We have met so many incredible people. We've made friends, and we were accepted so easily. All that to say, I finally, after working with my therapist, getting adjusted at the Painted Lady, feeling secure in myself again, slowly, I finally wanted to come back on here and talk to you guys about one of the most important things in my life other than my family, and that's my crafting. So I think at this point people usually say grab a cup of something, grab your knitting, your crochet, your embroidery, and let's show you what I've been working on. Stevie has now burrowed under this blanket. I am also under a blanket. This is a Rory's blanket. My grandma made it for her. I don't know, was she born yet? I think she was born, but it's really big and it's flannel and it's really light. And I wanted something to like feel secure under, but also, are you wanting to come see me? Come here. This is Siri. She's insane. She likes me for some reason, and she just got a drink of water, so her collar is a little wet. Why? So yeah, I have Rory's blanket, and Stevie, are you looking at the camera? Okay, you want to lay with us? Probably not. She's so temperamental, but she likes me, so, and she's fine. This is in a puff stitch bag, which I think I've shown before, but God, who knows when that was. So, puff stitch bag, moths. I have moths. I have moths on me everywhere. I will be getting more moths a week from tomorrow. I'm very nervous, but okay. These are just called the Leaves fingerless mittens. They are a free pattern on Ravelry, free download on Ravelry, which is relevant to me because I really like having a download. I have the first one done except for the thumb. It is a really well written pattern, and I typically have kind of a hard time with patterns. I don't know if it's like an executive function issue or something, but I have a hard time reading patterns, and sometimes I'll just like go off and be like, I can just... Anyway, this pattern is really easy for me to follow, and I've actually just been kind of letting it drive me. Like, I just sit at my desk and just knit while reading it, because I can knit without looking. I'm sure a lot of you can. And anyway, so it is mohair and wool of the Andes, and it's so pretty. So Aurora, did I say these are for Aurora? These are for Aurora. I kind of love, like, she'll ask me to knit her things, and I really don't think, maybe other than my family, like my kids and my husband, I don't think I've had very many people in my life that, not because they don't like it, but because they're just chronically polite and they don't ask me. So this was, so she asked me for some fingerless gloves, and as you guys know, I love knitting mittens, things for hands. So here's the second one that I'm working on. I'm just about, I think I have one more row before I will split for the thumb. I don't know where this stitch marker is from. I remember seeing it pop up on Instagram, and just, it was such an impulsive buy for me because I'm obsessed with embroidery, cross stitch. I don't do it myself, Aurora does, and my mom does. And I just loved this so much. So it was a very impulsive buy at a time that I probably shouldn't have been spending money on stuff like this, which has kind of just been the last 3 years of my life, 2 to 3 years. But it's so pretty. Isn't it pretty? This little mushroom. We know I love mushrooms. So anyway, I'm excited to finish these and give them to Aurora. And I definitely think I'll be casting on another pair, because I think my mom would like a pair like this, maybe not with the mohair, and I know my sister would, but they're just quick and easy when I can like make myself sit down and work on it. So there's that. All right, so next I have a pair of socks. These socks have been on the needles so long that I almost wonder if they were included whenever I tried to do like a legit podcast 2 years ago. Like before tattooing, before anything, I'm pretty sure I was working on these, because this is a pair of Christmas socks. But I'm gonna finish them. I have mohair in my chapstick. So these are West Yorkshire Spinners Nutcracker. They are sparkly. I love West Yorkshire Spinners, and for a few years, I think 2 or 3 years, it was like my Christmas thing to buy one of their Christmas colorways. Hello, Siri. Cirilla. She is a very weird cat. Anyone that has been in my house and met Siri, people usually are just afraid of her, and it's fair. It's the lack of tail. It makes her have an attitude. So second pair, this is a stitch marker from Charmed and Dangerous, one of my clay buddies from back in the day. It's a little polar bear. He's so tiny, and I'm actually really shocked I haven't broken him off yet, but so far he is okay. And we're on a garter stitch heel, which is my lazy heel. I prefer a slip stitch heel as far as the way it looks, but I do a garter stitch heel because it means I will actually probably finish the sock. So that's what these are. They're being held double with stroll tweed. So these are actually thick socks. I have almost exclusively knit thick socks in the last year, and I'm using size 3. I don't actually use a size 3 now. That's why these are taking so long. I actually use like a size 5 or 6 now to do my worsted weight socks, because I don't see the point in having such a tight gauge whenever they're pretty much just to schlep around in at home. This is in a Zia's Cottage Industry project bag that I've had forever. It's beautiful. I love her work. I wasn't sure if I was going to talk about this one, but we'll go ahead and talk about it because it's honestly so close to the lace panel that I really should just get it done. I haven't decided if I'm going to keep it or give it as a gift. But this is the Infinito cowl by Gothabilly, and I am doing the striping differently. It's gonna look good, but it is mohair, and this is called Ink Cap. Who is it by? I remember the name of the colorway, but I don't. But I did a huge collaboration with her. Anyway, so I am doing it in 3 sections. I think that the striping to match up with the count, it's a paid for pattern. I'm not going to give a ton away, but I'm pretty sure it's 26 stripes. So 52 rows of garter, but it's really soft. I actually can hold it against my neck. I have intense sensory issues, so actually I've discovered in the last few years that most wool I can't, like if I was to knit a garment, it's gonna have to be an acrylic. I don't know if you guys remember the Arachne sweater that I was working on for years. I got past the armholes on that and tried it on and had a complete meltdown because I will never in my life be able to put that on. So that is disconnected from its needles in the bottom of a box somewhere, and I actually bought I'm not going to show it because I haven't worked on it forever, but I bought a Pound of Love because it felt the most like my sweaters feel to me that I can wear. Anyway, this is in a Dolphina bag that my best friend got for me because my gamer tag and everything is Devil Snare, and it's also kind of like tattoo-esque. So all right, this one I'm just going to talk about really briefly because I don't know if I will ever finish them. I will. They're really cool, these socks. I designed them myself. They have an afterthought heel that needs to go in, but they're Freddy Krueger socks. They are also held double, knit with a 7. They're meant to be like really slouchy and stuff. But so here they are. And there are drop stitches everywhere in them. A drop stitch is super easy to do if it looks scary. You just have to do a little planning ahead. You just yarn over, knit however, so like I would have yarned over right here, knit to right here, and then dropped that stitch down and then increased over the gap. And then it only will go to the yarn over. It's really cool. I don't remember where I read it. I was looking up how to like distress your knitting. But anyway, these are the Freddy Krueger socks. They need black heels. I'm doing an afterthought heel. Worsted weight yarn. This is actually Lion Brand Wool Ease up here. And then the rest of it is fingering weight held double. I think this is Cascade Sock, and this is Murray Wool Goods. Because I really like thick socks. I get super cold in the winter anymore. I have a myriad of things, but one of them is a hormone disorder. So like my hands and my feet get really cold, and my feet especially will just like hurt. So the thick socks are really nice. I'll put them on and I'll put like a hot water bottle under the blankets like by my feet to like put my feet on in the winter. I really want to finish them, but on the inside is a gazillion ends. I am unhappy. I don't want to do them. I don't want to tuck the ends in, but I also don't want to just tie them off because I really like these socks and I want them to last. So Freddy Krueger socks. Hopefully one day I finish them. Okay, so this it's like a pile of fingerless gloves because for a while there, before we opened the Painted Lady, to try to make ends meet, we supplemented, Aurora and I, and then we also had another girl that was doing it with us, would supplement income with market, because at the other shop we were paying 40% of everything, which is like an old industry standard. I think it's kind of like phasing out. it did not, it is not sustainable for me, for us. It didn't seem fair, especially coming from here, from Etsy, where I got to keep everything I worked for. So it was just like, why was I giving so much money? Anyway, so one of the things I was working on as the weather was like starting to change were fingerless gloves. And these are granny square fingerless gloves. See? They're cute. This pair just needs kind of like tidied up, and there's not much to them. A plain granny square, a colorful granny square, and then I did a double crochet around, sewed down the side for your thumb. It's actually a really big thumb gap. But so then I picked up the cuff around the bottom with a size 10 needle, I think, and held double and knit a little bit of a cuff. So I did that with this pair. And then I did that with this pair. So I love these colors. However, they are both the same hand. So when I got done, I was so excited. I was like, oh, another pair. And then I put them on, and well, I put one on and realized that they were both left hands. So pretty. I love this color combination. And I have the mate of each of them, and then I have these needles working on the cuff. We're not really doing as many markets now that we have a tattoo shop, even though, like, I will do henna, because that was another thing we did, is we did handcrafts and henna. And so I will do henna at like local shops. There's one shop in particular, fair trade shop, like right next door to where we work. And I'll do henna there whenever they have events, but it doesn't really call for like me to bring handcrafts. The owner would be completely fine with me doing that, but it's just a little more trouble than it's worth. So these may just be Christmas gifts. I haven't decided. I mean, there's so little that needs done on them. Might as well give them to people who will love them. So I'm just using a huge basket, a basket full of wool scraps. I think I actually have, yeah, I have like another little granny square in here, because I was going to do some that were like hunter, like if anyone wanted some granny square hunter gloves when they go for like shotgun season and stuff around here. I don't hunt, but I live in the Midwest and everybody around here seems to hunt. So next work in progress is a shawl. I don't remember if I told you guys about the shawl that I knit for Aurora. She asked me to make her an Outlander shawl, and it's just a simple triangle shawl, and it was so much fun to knit. And I think I knit it in 2 weeks, because we traded for, I have blue roses wrapping around my shoulder, so we traded the shawl for my blue roses, and then she actually gave me another, how am I going to show you guys this? Ugh. Another tattoo, which is my stork scissors. So that one's actually still kind of peeling. It's not very old, like maybe 2 weeks. So I wanted a shawl for myself, and it is on the needles still, so kind of hard to show you, but it is green and black. And it's going to be very pretty. It's very soft. I made sure that I used yarn that did not trigger me and my sensory issues. So this is Plymouth Encore, which is like a wool blend, and this is Denali Pecorino. If you guys remember, I sold Imperial Yarn Co.'s beautiful wool in my shop, and still have some, so I've been using it. I would love to eventually have, when we have a bigger space at the Painted Lady, have more, like have like craft supplies and stuff there. Currently there really isn't the space. We do have crafts there though. I will take you on a tour sometime soon, probably not this episode, but I have some like reels and things. If you follow my Gothabilly Inc. Social media, you see the painted lady all the time. I take you through. So yeah, if you're interested in seeing the shop, but I'm sure I'll show it on here eventually too. So super simple triangle shawl. I don't remember, I'm pretty sure this is a Tin Can Knits pattern. It was a really, really easy, beginner friendly pattern. And I don't even have to reference the pattern anymore because it's just so mindless. Okay, so the last work in progress is basically done. And I saved them for last because I'm so excited about them. But so I have buckets of nieces and nephews, but my sister, my middle sister, so I have 3 sisters. 2 of them are twins. The one that isn't a twin, the one closest to my age, had twins. So they just turned 2, and I knit all of her family stockings. I knit stockings for the others as well, but the twins, my sisters, my sisters that are twins, it's very confusing, I'm sorry, they both know how to knit, and so they ended up knitting their own stockings for their kiddos. And then Megan, I knit the stockings for her family. And so I finally finished the knitting on the stockings for her twin boy and girl, Ivan and Zona. So here they are. I'll show you them up close so that you can see the charts. Now train, little Nordic pattern here, some trees, and then snow stars. I'm sure they have a different name, but that's what I call them. Oh, this pattern is mine. It was the first thing I ever did on Etsy, was this stocking pattern, and it was very popular, and I still actually make sales for this pattern. I have it's called the Rustic Christmas Stockings, and then I also have like free additional charts that you can get. I also have like a free, in my Ravelry store, I'll just link my Ravelry store. I have some stocking patterns that are free. The main one is for purchase. But yeah, if you're interested. But so that's the formula I used, is this is my Christmas stocking pattern. So snowflakes, different pine trees, little hearts for Zona, and some more snow stars. So these need all of their ends tucked in, and they need a crochet. I just crochet a chain and sew it in, and I will be giving those to their mama a week from tomorrow, because she's going with me to get I'm getting this whole part tattooed next week. I'm not excited. I am, but I'm not. I'm a big baby when it comes to getting tattooed, even though I love getting tattooed. Or I love having tattoos and love tattooing. So if we don't count the stockings, the only finished things I have are 2 pairs of socks. This first pair of socks is for Adam. Again, was another project I've been working on for years. So these are the Heel to Do-Si-Do socks. Heel Do-Si-Do. I don't know. They're by Kay Litton, Crazy Sock Lady. So it's a chevron pattern. And the yarn is by Rock and Strings yarn company, and it's like their cat's colorway. So each color is supposed to be a different breed of cat. Speaking of, I have a cat to talk to you guys about. It's not mine. I didn't get a new cat, but I'm still very excited, and I think he and I are best friends. So these are for Adam, and happy to be done with those, on a size like 1.5 or 2, I think. And then another pair of socks is for Rory, because Rory loves her hand knit socks. She will not let me knit beyond the ankle though. They have to be ankle socks. She does not want longer socks, even for the winter. So Rory loves neon still after all these years. I mean, she is as consistent as her mother when it comes to colors she likes. So it's not the jelly roll sock pattern, But so these are some shorties. And I just did, I know the ends need tucked in, okay? Just ignore them. I did a little roll at the top, just a flash of color. Garter stitch heel, held double, because she likes the thicker socks. So I think I used a size 6, cast on like 44. So they were really fast to knit, that's why they got done. Okay, so now I wanted to talk about things I want to start. I'll start with what's next to me, because you would have seen me drawing on it in the little intro thing, the little intro video I did. So Aurora and I are going to have Christmas stockings in the shop. I have no idea, like, I don't have any expectations for anybody to give us anything. But like, I don't know, also just for decorations. So like, but Aurora is going to, she sews, so she's going to sew hers. And because I knit, I felt like I should knit mine. I thought about crocheting it, but I actually have never crocheted a Christmas stocking. I felt like it was disloyal to how many stockings I have knit for others to not knit a Gothic Christmas stocking for myself for my tattoo shop. And if I sit down and do it, I could finish it in a couple days. Will I? I'm giving myself a December 1st deadline, because I do so well with deadlines. But anyway, what I was drawing this morning before I started recording was the charts and like kind of what I want to do for my stocking. So black, olive green, and red. And I think I'm gonna do skulls. I guess I could also pop this up, like I could actually send it to myself and pop it up on the screen. But anyway, so that's the plan. I do have the yarn picked out. I just have a bare Wool of the Andes white and then these 3 colors. So kind of Krampus vibes, which is fitting because we have a flash event coming up in December that is called the Bookish Ball. We work closely with the local bookstore, and they have little events in association with, or in collaboration with, like the plaza that we are located in, and there's a lot of other little businesses in there that all kind of throw in and do something for these events. So we did one last month for Halloween, a flash event. It was very crazy but wonderful, and so we got to dress up for that. And then this one is called the Bookish Ball, and it is also a costume event, and so I'm going to dress up as a femme fatale Krampus, basically just a sexy Krampus. And Aurora is going to be the little Victorian child that I steal and hang from the tree. So don't worry, she'll be fine. If she's good, I'll let her go. So there's that. There's also several things that I want to work on. So I'm going to tell you all of them in a just kind of a, you know, casual way, but I have some knitting plans to discuss. So the first thing that I would really like to cast on when I finish this stocking, because I'm trying to prioritize the stocking, but I have 2 jackets that I wear whenever it's like not super cold. I wear my leather jacket, and that has like a hoodie hood, so it's fine to wear, and I can still wear a beanie or whatever with it. But the other jacket that I wear when it's like deep cold is this really thick knitted bare Nordic knitting Fair Isle pattern from Old Navy. I actually bought it for my husband years ago, and then I stole it. It's so thick that I can't imagine wearing it as anything other than a winter jacket. I don't know if it was meant to be casual wear, but anyway, nothing gets through it. But it doesn't have a hood, and so I was thinking I would really like to knit a hood to go with it so I can just be full granny when I'm wearing it. And so the 2 contenders I have for that is the Sophie hood, which I know by Petite Knit, which I know everyone is knitting that like series, so I see it everywhere, so I'm kind of tempted. And then the other thing that I found and already downloaded, this is a free pattern on Ravelry, and it is called just I think it's like the alpaca brush hooded neck warmer. And I have that, and I have the yarn for it. And I think that Rory would also like a hood, so I needed to decide between the two. The Sophie hood is a paid for pattern, obviously, and then the neck warmer, the hooded neck warmer is free, and I have it, so we'll see. I haven't decided between those two, but I would like to start them as soon as possible. The other thing that I would really like to start is a pair of Lola socks by So Sweet Violet. This pattern I call the cursed gift pattern because I have knit this pattern, God, 4 times I think, and every time I start it I'm like, I'm gonna keep this pair because I love the pattern so much. It's so beautiful, it's very addictive, there's enough rest stitches around, and then you have just this one little panel of lace in the middle, and it's very easy to do and very satisfying to watch come together. And every time when I finish them, they're so beautiful, I think like that they should go to someone. And so I've never kept a pair for myself. So I'm going to try to knit, but this is the thing too, every time I've knit the pair of Lola socks, it's about this time of year, I finish them around Christmas, and I just imagine giving this very beautiful pair of lacy socks to someone for Christmas, and that's what I do. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm never going to regret giving someone a gift. I really want a pair for myself just to look at a lot. So that's on my list. Jewels from So Sweet Violet, Lola socks. And then I would like to do more leaves gloves I mentioned, and crochet Christmas ornaments. I want to do the vintage wreath Christmas ornaments. I would love to do little mini stocking ornaments. I also would really like to do, there's like these little, I call them dice bags, trinket bags, but they're just like this big. I made a bunch of them for markets this summer. They're super quick to put together, and they're so cute, and they have a little drawstring, and I want to make Christmas ones for like the kids, like stockings, like not stocking, but like to put under the tree as like put little things in, like lip glosses or chapsticks. I think even Will's like V-Bucks cards would fit in that, and I think that'd be so cute. So I would also really like to do one for each of like at least my side of the family, nieces and nephews, maybe all of them. That's very ambitious considering how few finished objects I just showed you. To be fair, I have a lot of crochet finished objects. They're just all at the shop hanging up because I made a bunch of like fanny crossbody. I made crossbody bags and then like fanny bags, but they're also crossbody. That is pretty much it for what I have been knitting. And I thought maybe I would cast on the stocking with you guys because I really like whenever people do the knit with me videos, and Stevie looks cozy and Siri's cozy, so yeah, if you want to knit with me for a little while you can. Otherwise I'll try to check in soon. I'm not committing to anything because I feel like every time I commit to something I get scared and then I don't do it. So, oh, I did have one more thing. Actually, I had one more thing. So Christmas is coming, and I just wanted to show you guys the advent calendars I got for the kids because they came today, and I'm really excited because one of many small victories but feels like huge victories since opening the Painted Lady is like I've bought the kids new shoes. I got all of us new outfits for Thanksgiving, and I mean at the beginning of the summer we couldn't afford food, so it's just been, I just wanted, it's like a win. It's like a win for me that I wanted to share with you guys, not as anything other than just feeling really blessed and really excited. Right? Okay. So anyway, this one's for Rory. She likes the Playmobil ones, and any of you that have watched Vlogmases from me in the past know that she likes those. So it's a rainbow one. Yeah, I think she'll really like that. There's a pink snowman with cat ears. And then like these ladies on the back with their prints. And the prince has a saxophone. He may not be a prince, okay, but he is. Right there. So anyway, so there's that one. And then Will is getting to the age where he is just really difficult to get things for. But we found one. We found something we think he would like. It's a gemstone calendar from National Geographic. And each one will like tell him what it is, where it's from. And I did ask him if he thought he'd be interested in something like this, because otherwise we were going to try Legos again. And he seemed really interested, so I'm excited about this one. And it's very heavy and very loud, so that's exciting. A few other like kind of life things that we have going on while I cast this on, I guess. This beastly stocking. I will get it done. It'll be okay. Where did I put my black yarn though? I just had it. There it is. We plan to redo our living room soon. We are going to paint it very, very, very almost black, dark green, and get a new rug. And so hopefully that will be done in time for Christmas. Also, Christmas in the city. I know Jacksonville is not necessarily a city, but it is to me. I've only, you know, been around here in these little towns of like 1,000 population for 10 years. It's so pretty. Everything's like lit up. They already have their Christmas decorations up. The square that I work on always has like music going. Not always Christmas music, but anyway, so I'm really excited about that. Oh, and I'm gonna pan down a little bit so you can watch what my hands are doing. And I have been asked to be a leader at the bookstore I mentioned. I have been asked to be a leader of a book club. It is a crafting book club, so people bring their crafts and we listen to an audiobook. Hi, Demon. You can't see her on the camera, but she's right here. And so I get to choose the audiobook. I get to like make the schedule. I'm a little nervous, but I'm also so excited to meet other crafters because it's like a knit night, guys, or a crochet night, but you can bring anything. You can bring like beading, you can bring crochet. So there's a lot of crocheters. 60. Okay, sorry. I wanted to get that cast on since I have to count. So anyway, I have a few books I'm thinking about. I'm just gonna knit this first row and talk to you, and then I'll be quiet for the last bit so that you, you know, are knitting with me instead of just listening to me talk. But I have a few book ideas. I will put them like right here somewhere. And I think I'll do a poll because I'm supposed to have like my own Facebook page for it. And I don't know, I'm really excited. I hope I do a good job. I hope that I'm not awkward. Or if I'm awkward, it's in a charming way and not in a way that makes people never want to come back to the club. And speaking of the bookstore, I will try to find some footage because I've included him in some reels, but the bookstore has a gorgeous shop cat. His name is Huckleberry. He is a massive Himalayan and he is so sweet that he does not know a stranger. Everyone can pet him. It is his shop. And it's just, Jacksonville Square where I work is just, it's full of little shops like that are just like, our favorite coffee shop is called Soap Co. And it's just this really kind of like, I don't know, like Molly Weasley vibe. Like all of the chairs don't match and just like there's art on the walls, and I don't know, I just really, really love all of the little businesses I've gone into so far on the square. There's another tattoo artist in Jacksonville named Hard Honey Ink. Well, there's two other, but I've only talked to the one, and she's just like across the square from us or around the corner from us, and so we had coffee with her, and she's really sweet. And we're trying to just like do the whole like, I don't want anyone to think that we're trying to be competitive because that was really, really damaging to us whenever we were at the other shop. Like we felt like we couldn't talk to other artists and stuff like that. So But anyway, so I'm really excited about the friends we've made. Our neighbors, we have a couple shop neighbors that run a gaming lounge. Hang on, I'm gonna lean back, my back hurts. Anyway, next to us is a gaming lounge where they have Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, they have puzzles, all kinds of like little knickknacks and stuff for all of us nerds. And the owners are fantastic. I've tattooed both of them. And I also did a tattoo that I showed on my Gothabilly Knits page, because I never know how much to share from Gothabilly ink onto Gothabilly Knits, because, you know, previously my Instagram was Simply Serving. It was super easy to keep up with because it was all products. I was supposed to share products. It was functional, but sharing stuff about myself feels so strange. So anyway, I've been trying to like practice and like do little tidbits here, and I only share tattoos that I feel like are relevant to crafting, even though tattooing is a craft. Does that make sense? So the one that I did that you all loved, I did a crocheted Mothman and Cthulhu on a very wonderful girl. She is so sweet. I really enjoyed talking to her, and I gave her like some, because I have clay wrapped crochet hooks in the Painted Lady for crafters to come and get, and so I gave her a couple of those. And I am so proud of how that tattoo turned out, and you all really seem to like it too, so I really hope I get to do more like kind of crafty tattoos. So, but I'm just about to the end of this row, so I will be quiet now and change the camera angle and put on some music or fireplace or something. I haven't decided because I'm not editing yet. And you guys can hang out with me until, I don't know, until I get tired of knitting on camera.